Because you say it's a process, it is, but there also but. And for this, everybody has some special feelings which doesn't like. For example, weakness, sorrow, fears, and make practice to accept things. Is it possible to make preparation?
So when we have the practice, all practice is only a preparation. It is not the end.
Not only this. Every practice.
Every practice is a preparation. It may be a good preparation, but it is not the end. The understanding alone is the end.
How would you recommend? Because I said Bagavath already, that my work is connected with really not understanding. So, and need train still this level for people, even if they don't really begin to explain with making practice. So don't say don't make practice. No, you make practice, but parallel explain also the practice for final step.
But we need not recommend practice, but at the same time, if they do practice, we need not discourage practice. But at the same time, we should not recommend practice.
Because it's contradiction.
But if he himself do some practice, and we may not discourage practice. But at the same time, we should not recommend practice. You have to do practice. We should not give him practice. We should not allow that you have to do like this, you have to practice like this. We should not say like that.
I have a question. Ready for the understanding.
So but this understanding is actually closing everything, because we do something for some demand. But here we are closing everything, including our demand itself. So this is the final step. And before that, you have to have some preparation. And everybody works something with some demand. So demand is a necessary in any progress. And if you have some demand, then you have to encourage your demand, and you have to encourage some work. And afterwards, you do all the work, you will find no work is remaining. You have done every work, but you cannot. You feel you cannot go further. You cannot free from everything. So then only, if you understand this matter, then it will be very easy. You can very easily grasp this understanding. Otherwise, if a beginner, it is not easy for him to understand this concept. But at the same time, if he is in he may have some problem in his own life, some sorrow and suffering. He may be in a great pain, but he will not have any knowledge about the spiritual world. He will not have any practice, meditation. He will not have anything. But at the same time, he have a pressing problem, some sorrow of death or anything, some disease or some problem in their domestic world. He may have some pressing problem. So they cannot rectify this sorrow. So if he is in the pressing problem, our understanding will work. Because here also what we are suggesting, we have to accept the pain. So we have no other go except to accept the pain, accept the psychological happening. So when we wholeheartedly accept the psychological happening, the next thing will happen. So some preparatory stage is there. But if it is in the ordinary person, he must have a pain, some problem. But in the spiritual world, if he need not have any such a pressing problem. But at the same time, he must have completed all the practices, and he feel that even though many practices have been done, proper result has not found. So he is in a desperate condition. So this is the time for true understanding this aspect.
have gone immediately. I would relate to it. It's not for me. I don't know. I can somehow relate to it. The question of mine was just if someone comes to you and is a beginner, and still you don't give a practice.
For the beginners, practice is a must. You must have some practice. For the beginners, you have to do some practice. Otherwise, you will not have any hold here. So you must have gone through practice. But practice is not a must. If he is capable, if he is serious enough to understand the reality, the seriousness is enough. If you are serious, and if he is interested in practice, some 1 or 2 months or 1 year itself enough. Afterwards, for years together, he will not practice. Within 1 year, we can finish his practice within 1 year. And afterwards, he can understand something through his practice. The practice will not help him. And he can come to the conclusion that he has to go beyond practice. So then when he becomes very serious, they can easily understand this.